Hello, we're here with Dave Farin, originally from Neenah, one of the first youngsters that came out for soccer, and he's one of the few soccer players that stuck with it and did not just play as a kid, but followed through with coaching youth and etc. So how did you get involved? How did you find out about soccer back then?
I had never heard of soccer, and growing up I played baseball and basketball and aspired to football, but I never really did that. But you recruited my brother Mike
At UW Fox Valley.
Fox Valley,
Yes.
and he started playing, and I thought that looks like a lot of fun. So my sophomore year of high school, I went out for the high school club team, and Dan Labby was the coach, and it was just a lot of fun. It was so different. Like, people were running the ball at you at their feet, and I didn't know which foot to stand on or anything. I was totally lost. And I like that. I like challenges like that. And the other thing that I found really attractive after I'd been playing was there was such a rich ethnic experience with people from other cultures. It was so different from any other sports program I'd ever been involved with in Neenah, because it was all suburban kids back then, and all the other sports. But in soccer, you know, like Jerry Rietveld was my next coach, you know, and so he had a little bit of an accent, and then as I started playing adult ball, because I think there was nothing after U16. When I was,
right.
when
There
I
was an adult team at Fox Valley.
you went into the adult play,
Yeah.
and everybody was from all over the place.
Yeah.
It was really fun. To me, that was one of the richest part of my introduction to the sport, was just that whole diversity.
Right.
And that was really exciting to me at the time.
And that was all it was back then. The teams were all made up of foreign players.
Yes.
We had Mexicans and England and a lot of Dutch people.
Right.
Because of Little and Kimberly.
Right.
And we played against Milwaukee, and we had the Italians, Verdi, and the Serbs, and the Germans. But yeah, when we started youth soccer, we felt we needed to do something, because we were all getting older, and there were no new immigrants coming in. So we started a youth program, and you were one of the first ones to participate in that.
It was fun.
So that was with the Neenah Soccer Club, back then called the Paper Valley Soccer Club. But so you finished in high school, the club team, which was the Woodlands Soccer League.
We were in the Woodlands League through my senior year. I'm not sure when the Fox Valley Association picked it up, but at that time there were very few high school varsity teams.
Right.
Neenah was one of the first in the
The
Fox
first.
Valley anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
And then there were a few private schools like Premontre and Abbott Pennings that had varsity teams when I was a senior. So we had, we had a kind of an early start in terms of having daily practice at the high school level.
Right.
Dan Blanc was my coach my senior year, and to have a coach that was hired by the athletic department was a difference. That was a difference maker. So, and I'm not sure who all was behind the push to get that into a varsity status.
Well, we had a great booster club. Great people, parents of the kids that were playing. I remember Bob Douglas, Dr. Douglas, and Natasi. And they went to school boards of other areas and told them about the benefits of soccer.
Yeah.
And it didn't take long, and Appleton picked it up, Kimberly picked it up, and then pretty soon we had the whole Fox Valley Conference.
Right.
Yeah, it was the parents that kept that part going.
You know, that's the thing, as a kid, you don't understand that that's going on behind the scenes that you're not privy to. All of a sudden, oh, we have a varsity team.
Yeah. You just concentrate on your left foot and your right foot and that ball.
Right.
But then you also got involved in coaching. I know we coached together with the Rolco youth team.
Yeah. I went to Bob Gansler's camp over in Winona, Minnesota, and you and Harry were there on staff, and I was tabula rasa, really. I had no training as a goalkeeper other than I knew that I really sucked on the field. So I wanted to get some training and something I hand coordination, but like the fall, the dive, the after that happens before the fall, all that, angle play, all that was developed in 1 week. And then when I came back, you asked me to help you with your Rollco team.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got some experience coaching with you, and I remember you'd bring a 3x5 card, and you'd have your practice plan on it, and you would share that with me. So you were a great mentor. You showed me, like how you prepared for practice. You would say, "Oh, we're going to work on the 1-2 combination, the wall pass.
Mm-hmm.
We probably won't see it for 2 years in gameplay." You'd say, and it was true. It would start showing up about 2 weeks after you introduced something. The kids would start to bring it into the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a main celebration. The first wall pass that actually worked.
That's right.
And then it became natural. Yeah, when you're coaching, we were all Europeans, and our practices were going to the soccer field and shooting at the goal. And no game plan. But pretty soon you run out of ideas, and you keep shooting on goal. So through the courses that I took, I had a game plan, and that worked very well. And we had parents helping us out too. Garvin Smith, remember Garvin?
Yeah, I remember Garvin.
Yeah.
He said, I remember this from Garvin. He said, "You don't have to teach kids competition. It's born in them."
Yeah. He was a wise Hawaiian.
He was.
A lot of fun. But then you got involved in coaching yourself, first with us locally, and then you got involved in the higher level of coaching.
Right. So it was crazy. I think I might have been 20 when I coached Lawrence's. It was their first women's varsity team.
Yeah.
And then my course loads changed. I was taking classes at Foxville Tech, and I asked you to take that over. I'm so glad you did, because they had a great coach. And but some of my players were older than I was, and that's where coaching was back then.
Yeah.
Like there were so few of us.
Yeah.
And so I just had opportunity after opportunity. I assisted Harry at the high school, working with goalkeepers again. Then I think I was a coach for Chris Kelderman's 8th grade team at St. Mary's 1 year with Benny Bobbing.
Yeah.
And then that was earlier, but I just kept looking for the next step. And when I went to UW Oshkosh, I coached a college women's club team, and then I became a player. I didn't realize I still had eligibility, and I ended up playing and then coaching with Toby Bars at Oshkosh, and a lot of Nino alumni were playing there.
Mm-hmm.
And your son Pete played there?
Pete played there, yes, in the 80s, mid-80s to early 90s, yeah. He had some good team. Toby did a great job of coaching those.
He did,
Yes.
he did. He was another American who hadn't really grown up playing, but learned as he coached and played.
Yeah.
As an adult player, he ended up being a pretty darn good player.
I think it was 16 when he got involved in Toma, I believe. Yeah.
And so, back then it was so different. Now, if you haven't played since you were 5, you're probably not going to make your high school team, right? But back then, when I played, I was able to play. It was a whole different world then.
Right. Now, but you coached, in addition to Oshkosh, you coached at Blacksville?
I did. I coached. After I finished my college degree, I went to Wausau for 2 years. I was a substitute teacher and a high school substitute teacher, long-term sub, and I was their boys and girls varsity coach.
Uh-huh.
And then looking for a more full-time type of role, I took a position at UW Platteville for a season, and then the Oshkosh position opened up, and then I was hired by them. So then I came back from Fox Valley.
Yeah.
So I've been here ever since that.
That was pretty good beginning, 15, 16 years old, and then coaching high school and college.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It is. What an opportunity. Yeah, you're right.
It was at the right time for that to happen. I wouldn't have otherwise. And I don't think I would have seen myself as a teacher if I hadn't had those experiences as a coach.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that actually became your full-time position at
It did.
Nina High School.
And teaching seemed like that was where it would probably happen. I didn't expect to really, I mean, when I took my course selection, I did have college coaching as a possibility down the road, but I thought I didn't realize I would end up in it so quickly. And then when I came back, I coached as an assistant at Nina High School some. Initially, when Harry was the head coach of the boys program, and Dan Goggin was the head coach of the girls program.
Yes.
So, and that's more of a development role, and that's a lot of fun too. Working with, I've enjoyed every age group, you know.
Yeah.
When my kids were coming up, I coached rec U6 soccer. I was a college coach coaching U6 soccer.
Go figure.
But it was fun. You know, you want, one of the things, again, I have to keep coming back to you, Tony, because one of the things that you taught when we were at the Fox Valley soccer camps that you and Harry did at UW Fox, it was you playing with the kids and how you interact with them and the fun. You kept fun at the forefront in all your coaching. And I felt like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that the kids, that's why I coached. I didn't want like a Vince Lombardi, you know, emulating coach of my kids. I wanted to have somebody come in and just, they'll throw the games at the kids and let them have fun and encourage them.
And if you create a passion, it'll be good for the rest of their lives.
You used to assign at the camp, take your ball home and bring it to bed with you.
There's a lot of things to motivate the kids. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, because you really want to love the game if you're going to be a player.
Yeah. So you've seen it all now, grade school, high school, professional soccer, and where do you think we are now in the United States? We've got a big game coming up tonight, U.S. and Mexico, getting ready for World Cup.
You know, you cross your fingers, who's going to show up? and what is their state of mind? I think state of mind, for as you get to higher levels, it becomes more and more important because there's so much talent. It's so close. The talent is really close. But I think a lot of it comes down to what's your level of tension coming into the game. And some people handle, you know, like some individual players, they really want to be challenged with, you know, this means everything kind of intensity. And other players just want to have, if they do that, if you emphasize that, they shut down because they're really motivated by fun and the creativity of the game. And if you put too much emphasis on the result, then they don't perform as well, they tighten up. So finding that level of tension, and I think that's the key of a national team coach, is they have to not only inspire, but they also have to find that level with each player that they're putting out there.
It's happening very quickly now. We got 18, 19-year-olds playing.
Yeah.
We're playing that, like last time we played Costa Rica, we had 18, 19, 20-year-old kids playing against a team in Costa Rica. These kids played together probably for the last 10 years on the national team.
Right.
So they're 18, while we were not, but we still won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that, one of the things that you emphasized was, okay, we keep this group together. I mean, they're coming up together. And, you know, those kids, the kids that played for you, those were state championship high school players, but they had been also state champions as youth players
as well, yeah.
all the way, like every other year, because it was a 2-year and an age group. They were very successful all the way up, but they also knew each other forward and backward.
Right. And they played in the backyard together.
They played in the backyards. They you know, they they went to school together.
Mhm.
They just knew each other up and down, liked each other. That makes a big difference.
That does make a huge difference, yeah.
And it's hard, I think on a national team level, it's harder to do that because you have guys coming in from all over.
You only have them for a week and they're supposed to play against them
Yeah.
that have been there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I think some of the top national teams have come from, largely from one club.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Bayern on the German national team, you look at, you know,
And the difference there is,
Barcelona on the Spanish national team.
but that's all they have just soccer. They have some baseball, some basketball,
Right.
but it's not on the same level as
But that
soccer.
chemistry is there,
Yeah,
you know, and also that just, we've been on the field together since we were, 15 when we were brought in as development players, and we just know each other.
yeah, that makes a huge difference. And the athletes came out 20, 25 years ago as well. They got a lot of potential, but they were also playing basketball, football, baseball. And once they reach high school, they see the level of excitement in a big stadium. And while soccer was still
Yeah.
a little orphan. So they choose the other sports. That's changing today.
Oh yeah, they're much mostly focused. I mean, when I was playing, Omar Tassi was a freshman when I was a senior.
Yeah.
12-letter athlete at Neenah High School, and not just slouch sports either.
Yeah.
It was basketball, soccer, and tennis.
Yeah.
That's an incredible feat,
Yes.
you know. But that's a rare thing now. Like if a kid plays 2 sports, that's unusual.
Right. Yeah. They need to concentrate on one sport if they want to keep up with the competition.
It's a shame in a way, but.
Yes. Now, do you do anything about soccer now? Are you playing yet?
I went and saw the U.S. Women's National Team play in St. Paul
Mm-hmm.
2
Oh,
weeks
a
ago,
couple of weeks ago, yeah.
and that was awesome.
You watched the second game? There
I
was a
saw
second game.
where they scored,
Yeah.
and it was a great game to see. You know, to see a player of stature go out in their final match,
Uh-huh.
and that was really fun. And I think, you know, what is today? Today's Thursday.
Today's
Saturday, I'll go see the state championship in Milwaukee because my nephew's playing in it.
Oh, I thought Marquette already won that.
No, I'm talking about the men's club championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see the Bavarians play because he's a goalkeeper for the Bavarians
No
now.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, how neat is that?
I know, and I haven't seen a club match in a long time. I sat through a whole one anyway. I've walked by a few, but
Yeah, you don't have to be German anymore to play for Bavaria.
no, they're looking pretty diverse
Yeah.
on there when I saw the team photo.
Yeah. It's interesting to see these, like Bob Gensler's, our national coach at Montana. His son shares soccer from back in the 20s and 30s.
Oh, that's coming from his son.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Bobby
cool.
Jr., yeah.
Oh,
He lives in
okay.
Minnesota, and he sends it out, and I usually share it.
He has, like, where is he finding that stuff? That's amazing.
I don't know, he can't be retired yet, he's too young, but he has done a lot of research, a heck of a lot of research. Well, hey, it was great seeing you, great talking to you.
Yeah,
And
nice
thanks for
talking
your,
with
thanks
you.
for your input, and thanks for the compliments, I appreciate that.
It was fun. Nice to
Okay.
see you again, Tony.
And thank you, Kathy, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kathy.